Welcome to the 146th edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic. Again, I am Tigerhite.
And I am Peanut Gallery.
So we will be covering Dynasty next week since it's pretty much on right now, and we do not do Sunday shows outside of WrestleMania. But before I get into my pictures, I didn't get a picture, but I should at least bring it up.
Okay.
The Cult of AEW regarding the releases, about all of them being people of color.
Yes.
And them basically saying that WWE is racist for doing that. It's 100% coincidence that all of them were people of color.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yes.
So bringing that up hurts more than it helps.
Yes.
So that's ridiculous, and you should stop with that narrative right now.
Yes.
Because if they were racist, then why do they have other races as champions? Why are they there at all? That wouldn't make any sense. The reason that they were released is because they weren't doing anything on television.
Right.
Could they have? Yes.
But they didn't have any direction for them, so why keep them around?
Yeah, might as well have them do what they want to do, and we'll talk about it more with the match because this is an example of two guys who did that quite well. Now,
drama.
What's going on? There is a lot going on, and I think we should probably talk about the comments that a certain person has made regarding everything. Well, first let's talk about Mercedes.
Okay.
Because we're just going to do this backwards, apparently. Mercedes Mone has been a colossal failure as of right now with AEW. All she has done is talk.
Which is her weakest attribute. Why? She's decent in the ring. Put her in a match with somebody. Don't let her talk.
And she's
so bad at talking.
She has been on every single week.
Yeah.
She has not said anything new.
Yeah.
They're going to kill interest in Mercedes before Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, why? If you were going to have that, why not wait for Mercedes to debut at Double or Nothing?
Right.
It would have been a lot more impactful than having her do this.
Well, here's my theory. It's because she's getting paid so much and she's been on the book since January of this year. I think that they needed to do something.
But it's not working. The problem is that they brought her out and all she has done is talk. You're going to kill interest with her before she even steps into the ring to compete in a match.
Because again, you're highlighting the fact that you're highlighting her weakest attribute as a wrestler, which is talking.
Exactly. A person a company who has done this really well is with the personal concierge to Ash by Elegance.
Yes.
Ash has never been the strongest at cutting promo. She has the presence, but her promo skills have not been there.
Which is why she's never gotten a very prominent role in...
Because they didn't put somebody with her.
Right.
So there are people who need other people. Brock Lesnar needed Paul Heyman to be successful.
Right.
And up until he became the cowboy and started to do his own thing.
Right.
But with the concierge, he's great at promo. He is so good, and them combined is awesome with Ash by Elegance. Mercedes needs a mouthpiece. She is not that person.
No.
She's terrible at commentary. That was abysmal. And the numbers are not supporting it. It continues to fall.
Right.
It's not working. What can you do? They're going to kill interest in me watching Mercedes Mone further. Right. Because guess what? If you have her do this thing in Double or Nothing, great. What then?
Right.
Is she only going to be special attraction like Saraya was supposed to be?
Right.
So it's stupid because we're just going to kill it, and the numbers are not supporting. We have to put her on TV because she is not the needle mover people want her to be.
Right.
Bloodline. People are like, oh, we got to end this bloodline. We got to end this bloodline. Please don't end the bloodline.
Well, it's because it's taken on a new dimension now.
Exactly. But that's exactly what it needed. It needed the facelift, and they did it at the perfect time.
Because they turned themselves essentially into a thug group.
So I compared how they're doing this to the Mafia. Mm-hmm. So the sharper dressed bloodline, the more aggressive. And I'm aware that the Kevin Owens blood was fake. It was obviously fake, but it it's putting in that more brutal bloodline.
Right.
To where now Solo, who was the enforcer, is almost now acting like the tribal chief.
Right.
But I called him a mafia boss because he looks like a mafia boss. And it's awesome. This is the shit that the bloodline needed so bad.
And what's going to happen is I think Roman Reigns will return and attack Solo and then become a mega babyface like Vince always wants it. Triple H is like, hold my beer.
Right.
This is how you turn Roman into a mega babyface.
Right, exactly. Because like Solo, who Roman said was going to be the heir to the throne of tribal chief.
Yeah.
But it's almost like Solo forced himself to be the tribal chief since now Roman is doing other things. Right. I think now he's filming a movie.
If I'm not mistaken. So. I think he'll be gone for a little while.
So that will give WWE plenty of time to build Solo to being the main eventer that he should be.
And they took the title off of him because they took the title off the bloodline because he does A, title's not needed. B, Solo wouldn't. It's not world champion material.
They pressed and hold the 3-second button to bump up the bloodline again in a different dimension. You're right; it's a different dimension of the bloodline, and we've only seen it for 2 weeks. We don't even have the full bloodline there yet.
Right.
We're still waiting for Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
I thought there was somebody else that they wanted to bring in too. I think Umaga's kid is kind of slated to be there too, but I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% yet.
I think he's in Reality right now, so he already has the end because he's at Reality of Wrestling, which is Booker T's promotion.
Yeah.
So this is just, I wanted to highlight it because everything about this is awesome. Paul Heyman almost being forced into this bloodline, where when he was doing the finger point, he was shaking. It's like that kind of attention to detail is making this different.
Right.
The clothes make it different. The brutality makes it different. Where they literally had a car accident to start that Kevin Owens attack. It's like, okay, Tama Tonga is literally trying to run down Kevin Owens in a vehicle.
Right.
This is not the same bloodline anymore. This is not. So it's great, and I just love highlighting stuff like that. All right.
So, yes, I was going to talk a little bit about this as well, but we do got to talk about what Kenny Omega said on his stream.
He did not
Rossy.
He implied that Rossy has interest in younger women. I want to give some clarification. The age of consent in Japan up until I believe 2016 was 13 years old.
Yes.
So, however they want to do that is their business.
Right.
Now, it's 16 now.
Right. But it was 13
it was
for
13.
A long time.
Now, would it be weird for Rossy to fuck a 13-year-old? Yeah, that's kind of weird. But we need to put that into some sort of context that a pedophile in Japan is not going after 13-year-olds.
Right.
Because they have the legal right to fuck whoever they want at that age up until 2016.
But it could be seen as coercion. It could be, because of course he was a boss. So
now, also he has a lot. Rossy still has a lot of influence in Japanese women's wrestling. He's been around it since I believe the 1980s.
Yes.
So
it's kind of like a Vince McMahon situation where sure there's consent there, but is it really consent? They
then try to get into the industry. What's going on there? Now, he did not say that.
Right.
But he implied like this kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Apparently Asuka doesn't refuse to work with Rossy. I don't know why.
And then Rossy essentially created what is Stardom as kind of a result of that.
Right. Stardom
just to spite Asuka.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah,
but
now he's working with the WWE, which is.
And I think it's not a like direct working relationship. Mm-hmm. So like Asuka's with WWE, but WWE has a working relationship with Rossy and Mari Gold. I can't remember the full name of the promotion.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that was the thing. But here's the other thing that I thought about. All of this stuff and what Kenny Omega said very conveniently came out after the glaring working relationship with WWE.
Well,
is it just a little too coincidental there for me? I believe so.
I actually don't think it's coincidental that this came out now because the wrestling world, I think at large, especially the American wrestling world, did not know about Rossy until very recently. Like WrestleMania season, I think for a lot of people was probably the first time they've ever heard of Rossy.
Right.
So no, it's not a coincidence, but Kenny Omega did have something to say about him, and I think that now that more fans are more knowledgeable to his existence, I think it just happens.
And here's the thing: if these claims, quote unquote, are going to be substantiated as it relates to any sort of proof, the implication is out there. People are going to go digging. It's the age of the internet,
right? Because WWE already has this problem with another one of their now former executives. So it's very much in the lexicon of professional wrestling now. Like I said, these allegations are coming out.
Now it's not allegations. He implied these are implications of being weird around certain working girls. That was the implication that Omega did. But he also said that implied that Rossy possibly essentially had them sleep with him to get ahead within Stardom.
Right.
Within not as much of a word. He was very careful about how he worded.
Because he probably doesn't know everything that's going on.
But also, if he outright said Rossy fucked girls for them to get ahead, that could be slander.
Right.
So he could take him to court for that. And that Rossy has the money to do so if he can start up a whole other ass wrestling promotion.
Right. But anyways, that's kind of
those are like the big things that I saw as it relates to the drama this time around. We will be talking about another thing of drama, but it relates to our match.
Yes.
It's not necessarily drama, but it's more so of a good thing.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that when we do that. Peanut Gallery, we're going to talk about the news.
Yes.